Good day, everyone. Here we are back again, and we're going to study all of this that's in this board today. We're going to try and go quick, so keep up with me. Hello, Andrew and Natalie and Nathan, Lydia and Mason. All right, we are going to start by looking at these words: value, painting, brushes, palette, geometric shapes, and organic shape. Let's go back to the beginning and look at this. Value. See this? These are different colors: blue and orange, yellow, green, and it starts with a dark green and it goes to a lighter green. And our project today is going to be working with that. That is value. Okay. When we look at here, we have value in a little bit different way. But value is a range of lightness and darkness in a picture. And so that's what we're going to see here, the range of darkness to lightness, lightness to darkness. And we are going to be painting. This is what we're going to, the first painting that we're going to actually do this year. And of course, when you paint, most of the time you're going to paint with a brush. So we're going to be using a brush today, and we're going to remind ourselves how to use a brush today when we paint. We are going to be painting with just regular paint, tempera paint, acrylic paint if you have it, that kind of paint. And then a palette is the colors that you use. And since we're talking about value, where it goes from dark to light, we need to understand that a palette could be just one color, or it could be a number of colors. And so our palette today is going to be one color, and we're going to add white to that. So that makes two colors. Okay. We talked last time about shapes, the geometric and organic shapes, and we are going to be using a geometric shape of a triangle in our project, and some organic shapes as well. So remember those words when we get to our project. But we're going to be looking at this particular picture here as we study and remind ourselves of these words. This is by Hans Holbein the Younger, which means his father was a painter as well. He was German, and it is a picture of Anne of Cleves. All right, and it was made in Paris, so that's where it's at. You probably made it there too. So here we have Anne of Cleves. Let's look at this once a little bit and see. Do we see some value? Value, remember, is one color that goes from light to dark. If you look in the back, it's not all a solid green color, but the value changes just slightly. We can see that on the sleeves in her dress as well. We have darker, and then we have lighter in the same color scheme. We can see that when we're talking about the golds or the yellows or whatever. You have your lighter, and then it gets darker. And so that's the value that we're looking at, and this is a painting. We also are looking at shapes, and what shapes do we see here? Can you see different shapes in this picture? Let's go in just a little bit. I see some circles. You see circles there? And let's see, what else can we see? Is there any other shapes? We have organic shapes that go throughout her the decorations on her dress. And we have, oh, look at this shape here. It's a diamond. Yep, we have different shapes that she has going on in her dress. All right, who is the one who painted this? Hans Holbein the Younger. And that's what he looked like right there, Hans Holbein the Younger. Okay, here we have the elements of art. We have shape, which we studied last time, and value, which we are studying this time. We're going to fill this all in with all the shapes as we study them. The elements of art are line, shape, value, form, texture, space, and color. We have dealt with shape and value thus far. This is our project. Is it not cool? And we're dealing with value. It's going to go from dark to light, okay? And the first thing that we're going to do, and we're going to do it here at this point to show you, is we're going to do the top of the ice cream cone. The top of the ice cream cone is just a half circle that's upside down, if you want to call it that, and then you just do squigglies. All right, that is the beginning of our project. Now let's go over to the counter and we will finish it. Okay, here we are at our project, and you will see that I have 6 of those interesting ice cream cones. I used a marker after I made one, and let me just reach over here and get what I did. Oh, got it on the wrong side. Okay, so after I made one, I put it down and I traced it out with the marker. Okay, and so that's what you can do in order to get 6 of these like we have going right here. So you need to have 6 is a good number. It's a really good number when you're dealing with this particular project. So you make one and then trace it all out so that you have 6. Okay, it may be helpful to have your ice cream cone already ready when you're making it, because you want to make sure that it fits on top of your cone. So it might be a good idea to do the cone part first and then go ahead and make the top. All right, just a little hint there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to be doing some color mixing. So you're going to need to have a container of some kind, and you're going to want to have a stir stick and something to measure with, because you want it all to change color in about the same way. All right, you don't want it to be a big switch if you can help it. All right, so I've done this once already, and I just dumped some of my red, and we'll do red, into here, but I'm going to measure it this time because I'm thinking if I measure it, it is going to make a bigger difference. So I'm filling my teaspoon, I'm using a teaspoon, with red paint. Is this not cool? This is going to be cool. All right, so I got all of the paint out of there. I don't have to mix it because it's all just solid red right at this point. I'm going to take my brush. Remember, we're talking about brushes. We have the bristle, the ferrule, and the handle. This is the danger zone. When you are painting, you do not want to touch your ferrule. So I'm going to get a little of this red right here, and I'm just going to go over, and I don't have to worry about staying in the lines real good because this is all going to get cut out. All right, and the lines are there just to help us to know where to go. So if you go over them a little, it's not going to be a big deal. All right, so there is my red. All right, if you go back and forth real nicely, you're going to get that red to be more consistent the whole way through. If you do it just all over and leave it, it's going to be more bobbledy. All right, so next thing, we need to have some white. That's not the white, that's gesso. What did I pick that up for? There's white, and this is acrylic because that's all I have is this. And so I'm trusting we have enough to do this whole project. And so we are going to, there we go, fill a teaspoon with white and dump it in. And then stir it, and stir it, and stir it until it's all mixed together real good. Now we'll take our brush and let's paint the next one. Oh my goodness, look how big of a difference just 1 teaspoon of white made. Wow. Okay, so we're going to make sure that it's all covered real good. There we go. All right, let's do it again. Come on, white. There we go. You're going to want to have a there's more than one of you in a family, you can use the same pot. Just take turns on squeezing in and mixing up. All right, let's mix that up and see what happens. Mix, 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 mix. It doesn't look too different. That first one was a big, big change. Let's see once how this changes here. Ready? Oh, yeah, I can see the change. It's lighter, isn't it? The value is changing. All right. Get some of that extra up there. We're getting a lot on my brush. All right. Okay, let's try again. Now we're only going to be doing 5 of these, the pure red, 4 mixtures, and then we're going to leave the last one white on the very, very top. All right. We got to get some of that white down. I hope you have a bigger bottle of white at your house. Yeah, squeeze, squeeze. Oh, we've got to do this one more time. White, work with me, work with me. Oops, I dropped a little white on that. Okay. Oops, get the brush out of there for a minute so that I can stir, 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 stir. The value, it's getting lighter, but it's not quite, like I said before already, as noticeable as that actual first one. All right, so what do you think? Look, this and that. It's lighter, but it's not quite as noticeable that it is lighter. All right, so I'll go back and forth. All right, one more time, Mr. White. Let's get it down there all to the, let's see what we're doing here. Oh, a little more, just a little more. Just a little more. We did it. All right. Okay, take my scooper duper and I'm going to put it in here off the side of the camera a little bit. Sorry. Bring it over here to mix it. That's for sure. Mix, 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 mix. And mix. Oh, this will be fun for you to do at home. That is a pretty pink. And yes, it is looking, definitely, it's looking lighter. But notice how I'm going over the edges. It's okay. It is okay to go over those black edges. All right. There we go. We have got it done. This is darker, lighter, 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 and we're going to leave the last one white. Okay. All right, so let me just clean that up just a little bit, get it out of the way, because the next thing I want to show you, I'm going to move that aside. We're going to get a new piece of paper, and we're going to go vertical on this piece of paper here. We want to take our ice cream cone and we want to make it look like this. The best thing to do in order to make it have those ridges on it is to use a ruler and just go side by side by side by side. Go ahead and try it, see what you can do, see if it looks nice to you. If you don't like it, say, oh, that does not look right. Don't worry about it. Turn it over and have a plain one. Okay? So just try it and see what you can do. So I'm turning mine over so I can put some glue on it. Because we're going to, maybe, if I can open the glue. Arg! There you go. You have to go arg when it's hard. All right. There goes there we go. Now, I'm not cutting out mine that I just did because I did some earlier. And so we're going to see the ice cream cone being made from earlier ones that I had done. So there's the red. And I put a whole lot more red in to start. So when I added white to it, it didn't make such a dramatic change to pink right away. But now it's starting to go down there. Well, let me turn these sideways so that they don't look like I'm a perfectionist scooper duper. This one doesn't hardly even look like it changed much. Right there, those two. And then this one here too. But I added white each time. And then here, the last one is my white. I put my glue on the wrong side to start. So there you have it. If you want it to be a little darker like this, start with a little bit more red. If you like yours to get light real fast, start with less red if you're going to be using the red. This goes with any color you use. If you're using green or brown, you want to have different shades of chocolate ice cream. Then if you want to have dark chocolate, start with more of this base. But as you see, as you add a little bit more of the white, what you're going to get is going to be a little bit, if the value changes, it's going to be lighter and lighter and lighter. I hope you enjoyed this project. See you next time.